Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining this webinar. So my name is Thierry Protas. I'm in charge of business development for Jekson Vision in Europe and also Africa, or part of Africa. And we are going to speak today about line clearance and how to manage this process digitally. If you don't mind, I'm going to stop my camera just to avoid any technical issue with the presentation. And I will come back during the question session. So if you have any questions, you can write the questions in the chat. And we will spend some time at the end of the webinar to reply all those questions. Thank you. So let's start a little bit with Jekson presentation, just a few minutes about this. So the company has been created by Richard Shah in 2001. So we are close to 24, 25 years old. We are a player in pharmaceutical industry. We manage different installations, close to 10,000 globally, with more than 500 customers worldwide, with different products, more than 40 product lines. Our three main fields are visual inspection, which is the creation and the origin of the company. So everything you can imagine around cosmetics inspections for the products, but also for tablets, for blisters, for soft gels, and so on. So it could be also from labels, bottles, caps. So all you can think, all the different inspections you can think about for pharmaceutical products. So the second field is serialization and aggregation, so track and trace system, starting with printing process and inspection, so camera again. But we have implemented this in machines. So we provide machines, we provide automations around the machines, we provide also software at the line level, at the plant level, and at the enterprise level. We can also manage track and trace platform at the governmental level. And the third field, which is the field we are going to focus today, is about software. Dedicated software to manage production and to support the operators to manage the different SOPs, different process like line clearance, of course, but also in process control, sampling, simple things, but how to digitalize these simple things, these simple tasks, let's say, and how to support our customer to win back some availabilities and some times. In terms of footprint, so the company is an Indian company based in Ahmedabad, and we have already expanded in North America. We've also a facility in New Jersey. We moved also in Europe some years ago with headquarters in Malta, and we've got a facility now in Italy. And I'm based in France, but it's you can imagine that by my accent for sure. But it's only my office and it's only my home. I'm supposed to be in customer side, so I'm supposed to travel a lot. We are going to speak today about line clearance, how to digitalize this process to reduce the time to perform it, and again, to improve the OEE of your line, so overall equipment effectiveness. This is a piece of software embedded in our ReSmart platform. I'm going to speak about ReSmart, so just to introduce the topic, line clearance is part of the ReSmart platform, which is composed by different modules like OE, so how to measure, to visualize, and to analyze the overall equipment effectiveness. But we've got also modules about quality, about maintenance, and about production. So production I mean by that, how to support the SOP for the batch management, how to support the SOP for the sampling process, for example. So if you put all these modules step by step, if you implement them step by step, finally you've got your audit trail, potentially from the serialization software. You've got the OEE report, you've got your quality report, and you've got the report for the line clearance, potentially for the changeover as well, and finally for the sampling process. So all in all, if you put all those reports together, you've got an electronic batch record. So Resmart is not exactly an MES. It doesn't operate like an MES, but it's complementary to an MES. We focused on the main KPIs. So for example, OEE, quality, or sampling process, line clearance as well. So we support the daily operation, which is a little bit different. And I used to say that Resmart is a DMS, so a daily management system, more than an MES. Just to start to define the topic, but you know better than me what is line clearance. Line clearance, it's a regulated process. It's a must in pharmaceutical industry. It consists of removing all the APIs, the packaging articles, and all potential residue from a batch to another. First of all, to avoid cross-contamination, and secondly, to preserve patient safety. So this process is quite long, is precise, and it must be documented. It's a real bottleneck for any organization. So it's a problem. So if it's a problem, it's also an area of improvement. So in the following minutes, I'm going to explain the current situation based on inquiry we manage with our customer around, of course, line clearance, and how we can facilitate and reduce this process to win back some line availability. So the process is quite simple, or seems to be quite simple. 3 different steps: clearing, cleaning, checking. Okay, so at the end of a batch, the operators are supposed to remove everything from the previous batch. The operators are supposed to clean the machines which compose the line, and finally to check if everything is okay. Simple, but sometimes it doesn't work very well. Why that? First of all, because there are different type or use cases of line clearance process, as you can see here. So those different use cases can drive different SOPs for the operators. So it could create confusion from a batch to another, specifically when you have to manage several batches during the same shift. So the operators have to be extremely flexible and very well trained to focus to manage those different batches during the shift. What is the situation? So this is the result of an inquiry we manage with our customers. The situation moved from more changeover, so the changeover per week increase from 5 on average to 20 changeover per week. There are also more SKUs to manage, and the time to changeover is increasing, even if more operators are involving in the process. So on average, from 2 to 4 people now to manage, for operators to manage this process live. So the situation is becoming even more complex for the operators. It was already complex, but it is more and more. So spending more time to change over means, of course, less line availability, so less OEE. So to win back some availability, some manufacturers move from 2 shifts a day, 5 days a week, to 3 shifts a day, 7 days a week. Of course, by doing so, they increase their OEE, but they increase also as well the production cost. So finally, the ratio between availability and profitability is not the right one. So how to increase really the profitability of your lines. So this is also why we put this tool in place, not only to increase the availability of the line, but of course, indirectly, you increase the profitability of your line. The main causes for line inefficiency, again, from our customer point of view, the first cause is line changeover. So line changeover includes line clearance plus format change. We will see how to manage line clearance, but we've got also solutions to manage the format change. We can spend some minutes during the question answer session at the end of these presentations to explain you what is the next step. So the first step of this solution is how to manage the line clearance, but we will also push to be able to support and to support the operators how to manage the format change as well. So to manage the complete line changeover finally. So it's the first cause before machine issues, but there are also some paperwork issues, training issues, and finally the component quality issues. So it was for us the starting point of our analysis to create the tool and to include in these solutions different answers to different problems. How to solve the line changeover. So I explained that we are going to focus first of all on line clearance and then on format change. How to reduce the paperwork. So if we digitalize this process, there is no paper anymore. And how to support the operators to also solve some training issues. So this line clearance, but not only line clearance module. So all the modules around Resmart are focused on these three different topics: line changeover, paperwork issues, training. OE module is mainly focused on machine issues and component quality. Of course, the quality module is totally focused on quality, paperwork issues as well. And of course, the maintenance module is mainly focused on machine issues. So these five main issues, main problem for the line inefficiencies could be solved by different modules or the combinations of different modules. But let's focus today on line clearance. So we have decided to use our existing technology to digitalize and automatize the process, to guide and support the operators to manage it. Digitalization by the support of software at the line level, so through Resmart. So we are going to use HMI's screen to populate some indications, recommendation. And then automatization by the introduction of artificial intelligence. So from one of our company which compose Jekson groups, so located in Italy, AI-wise. So this company is focused on how to apply artificial intelligence in the image capture. So how did we put that in place with our these technologies? Basically, by installing cameras in different locations on machines. So you select or we select together, more exactly, which machines to take care, which is the most critical one. And we put in place some cameras on tops of machines to look at the different areas in these machines. So we can support the checking process in a different and complementary way from the current one, so the operators. So these cameras take pictures to check the process and detect a potential remaining object. These cameras are also powered by artificial intelligence, which allow us to improve continuously and learn continuously different situations. So it's not only clean situation or not clean situation, or clear situation and not clear situation, but the artificial intelligence will also provide some gray area, let's say, which are not defined as good or bad. So the operators, the line supervisor, the whoever, the quality department, it will depend on your organization and your process. But these people will take the decision if a gray area detected by the camera and the artificial intelligence will be considered as a good situation or bad situation. So it's a continuous improvement process. So this is also a good benefits, not only a short-term benefits for the organization, but it will also guarantee you to increase these benefits in the future. How it works. First of all, let's start with the clearing process. Okay, so the operators has to log in, okay, by logging and password, so we can identify each operators, and there is no limitation of operators working in parallel on the same line. So one of the operators select the right type of line clearance to achieve, A, B, or C, as we have seen already. So the system identify, of course, the operators, the type, and start the report by timestamping each event. According to the specific type we have selected, the system provides the right SOP to the operator on the screen. And the list of actions and the list of action to perform. So this checklist could be simple or active. So let me explain the difference. Simple is just a list of tasks, and you have to follow this list like you do it on paper. If we are speaking about an active checklist, each step has to be performed and validated by the operator on the touch screen. So do operation number 1, yes, done. And you can't perform action number 2 or task number 2 if you have not validated task number 1. This is what I called active checklist. So when everything has been done, the operator can close the clearing step, okay, and then we can start the cleaning process. So the cleaning process will start with exactly the same philosophy. The operator has to be identified, or the operators have to be identified, and the system will timestamp all the different events. One more time, the system will provide the right SOP, and one more time we are speaking about simple task list or active task list. So when the process is totally accomplished, you can start now the automatic checking process. So cameras on the line will take pictures. And according to the model they have learned, so clear situation, not clean situation, and thanks to the artificial intelligence and machine learning engines, the system will propose to close the process if nothing remains on the line. Okay, so that's the simplest situations. Everything is clear and clean. So the camera just check the process and propose to the operator to close the report. Okay, so the operator can validate that. It could be also validated by the line supervisor, the quality department. Again, the tool is flexible, and we can adapt, we can set up according to your internal procedure. If the camera detect an anomaly, or if one of the cameras detects an anomaly, the software can drive the operators to the specific machines and even to a specific area in these machines if we have installed several cameras in the same machine, to perform an additional human check. Okay, so two possibilities. The anomaly is not confirmed by the operators. Finally, the camera detects something, but when we are in front of the machine, we can't see anything. Okay. So then the operator can take the decision and validate the process, again, with the support of a supervisor or the quality department. Okay. If the anomaly is confirmed by the operator, so then the operator removes the residue and relaunch the automatic checking process. The main idea is to make sure that we have removed this residue. So you've got pictures of the residue, and you've got another pictures included in the report without the residue. So it's a proof that you have done the job. So now reporting. Okay. So all the events related to the process had been timestamped, and we have also compiled all the evidence, the events, evidence, and pictures to build a report. So you know where, so which machines, which line, when, because it was timestamp, who, because all the operators has to be logged in, and what, which operation has been performed, and how. So again, the system could be configured to send a request directly to the quality department to validate the report, or to manage double signature, or even double validation at the line level. So all options are available and could be set up according to your request. We also use a mobile device to support the operators during the process. So the system or the task list could be performed on the HMI, but we recommend to use a mobile device to manage this. Two different things about the mobile device. Of course, it will make easier the introduction of digitalization of the line clearance procedures. And if you want to manage a trial, you don't have to put in place a huge infrastructure. So you just have to get access to the cloud and one or two tablets, let's say, to perform the SOP. So of course, this tablet could be linked to the MES software if you've got already an MES software to get the right SOP, or to perform or to populate more exactly the right SOP. And you can follow step by step, as I described earlier, the complete process. So the operators can create and validate it and generate the SOP. Of course, you've got also the introduction of artificial intelligence. The idea here is to use the camera of the tablet, and we will introduce at the same time also artificial intelligence in this tool to be able to distinguish, one more time, what is a normal situation, what is an abnormal situation. So what I would recommend is to use the mobile device as a first step without any installations of cameras on the line, and it will provide all the different pictures. Okay, for example, the sequence could be clean machine number 1. So validation by the operators. The system asks the operator to take a picture of machine number 1. So it will take the tablet, it will take a picture. If everything's okay, let's move to machine number 2. If not, we will provide a message to the operators on the tablet again, and just saying, please check machine number one again. Okay. So to also complete this tool, the tablet, we can also use a kind of endoscopic camera. In other words, a vision system with optical fiber to be able to go inside and to check inside tiny spaces. Like, for example, it's usually the case in cartoners. So we can increase a little bit more, let's say, the checking process. And of course, all that is embedded by artificial intelligence for two different things, to distinguish normal and abnormal situations, but also to guide the operator in which area to take care if there is a remaining problem or residue. So the main benefits of these solutions, of course, in addition to leverage the existing line investments and equipments, it's obviously to secure the changeover process, first of all, by secure the line clearance. And of course, we can extend the line clearance to the complete changeover by managing the format change and using, again, the same cameras we use for the line clearance to measure, for example, some gaps in a conveyor, or to make sure that the setup has been well parametered by the operators. So we can extend the line clearance process by also the format change process, and to manage the complete changeover. So of course, and obviously we reduce the time by digitalization, by digitalize the process, and collecting automatically all the events for the report. So you don't have to write the report at the end of a process. It's already done. When the process is finished, the report is finished as well. And then, one more time, all this is to be able to increase the availability of the line. So by reducing the time you will spend on the line clearance, on the changeover process, you will increase your availability. So finally, the efficiency of the line, and really finally, the profitability of your line. The system could be a very first step for the digital transformation. So it's the very first step is to be able to transfer what you've got on paper on screen. Of course, there is an additional benefit by using cameras on tablets or fixed cameras and using artificial intelligence. So it will increase the benefits at the same time, but it's basically how to perform something you have to fulfill on paper, and now how to avoid this step. So of course it improves the quality controls. It's continuous support for the operators, continuous training support as well. So you can guide the operators, and even if they don't know the process, it's the task list could be complete by drawings, pictures, videos. Okay, so you can show the operators what to do. Okay. So again, we can support also the training issues we spoke about a little bit earlier. The report has been collected along the flow, along the process, so no need to write the report at the end of the process. And of course, it complies with the main regulation, and specifically 21 CFR Part 11, because every and each operators are identified. So again, this tool is part of the ReSmart platform. So again, composed by different modules to focus on very specific operations or process. This tool is supported by artificial intelligence. So one more time, it's not only a short-term benefit, but it also allows you to improve continuously your process by discovering new situation and let the artificial intelligence to learn this new situation and complete the process. So it will also support the operators to spend less time, and of course, one more time, I would like to say, it's all about these different modules, but line clearance in particular. It's all about how to increase the availability of your lines, the efficiency of your lines, and the profitability of your lines. So I will move to a demonstration, which is, to be honest with you, it's a fake demonstration. I didn't want to have any issue, so I took some screenshots. I've got some issue with my internet connections, specifically at this period of the year. I've got a very windy weather at the moment in France, and sometimes I have some loss of connections. So I would like to avoid this, and I have prepared some screenshots to be able to manage this complete demonstration. By the way, if you want to have a complete demonstration, we can manage that as well. So let's connect together. You will get our information detail at the end of this presentation, and we can plan a complete demonstration. We can go on all the different features and each different features. So this is, for example, a Resmart menu. So if you go to the master data, you've got all these menus, and we are going to focus on line clearance and line clearance report. But of course, we can manage different plans, we can manage different devices, we can, of course, complete the composition of each line mapping, we can create the different shift, we can create different workflow, and so on. So the very first thing is to select the plan, to select the line, what was the previous PO, what will be the next PO, and select the cleaning type. So this is a simple example, okay, of task list. So the first thing is to focus on the blistering machine, and then the cartoning machine, the serialization modules, and you will see a little bit later the aggregation module. So it's a simple list of tasks. I just would like to illustrate the process in a screenshot. So the operators, I was logged as an administrator. So the operators doesn't required to each operation my identification, but of course for different operators running the process in parallel, when you have to validate one of these actions, you have to enter your credits, or let's say the process could be managed with different tablets. Each tablet will be attached to one operator. That's another possibility. So you have removed all the blister foil, you have removed all the blisters. So the system asks you to add an image. So we take the picture. In this case, the line is clear, so we can proceed to the next step. In this case, the line is not clear at all. So you've got packaging articles from the previous batch. So the message to the operators will be to focus on these areas and to check what remains on the line. Of course, to clean the line, to clear and clean the line, and then to take another picture. Okay, so if this picture is okay, so you will have to go through the clearing process of the serialization, the conveyors, the aggregation station, and so on. Once it's done, you submit and you close. And of course, you do the same for the cleaning process, and the report will be in this menu. So we have all the different reports. You can select the dates, you can select a number of rows, you can filter your report. And this is an example of a report. It's a very simple one. Of course, we can create the report the way you want. So you've got, first of all, the cleaning type, the line, the users. Okay, so if different users, you will have the different users at each action level or each task level. Here, we suppose that the administrators manage the complete process. Okay? And here this is the place for the different pictures. So if if the situation is not good, you've got one pictures, which is the bad pictures, let's say, or the bad situation at the left-hand side of the report, and the good one on the right-hand side of a report. And you can approve by, approve at, and so on. So this is only a simple example, but we can create the report the way you want. So I think now we are at the question answer session. So I will have a look to the chat box to see to be able to look at your questions. And just put my contact detail here if you want to manage demonstrations or get more information, brochures, presentations, and so on. So question answer, let me check. I've got a first one. How much time does it take to install and start working on one line? That's a good question and not easy to answer. The process is, first of all, to be able, I'm pretty sure you've got already written SOP for line clearance. So the very first thing is to share with us these SOPs and for us to prepare a skeleton of the task list. Then when it's done, we have to let's say, work in collaboration, not only with your quality department, but with also potentially a line supervisor, but also with operators. Usually what we have seen, okay, what is written and what is performed on the line are sometimes different. So we have to include also some of the habits, the good habits of the operators in the process. And the good thing by involving the operators in this process, they will take the complete responsibility and they will get the complete ownership of this new tool. So this will also speed up the process. Okay. So the idea is to work in collaborations to put in place a first trial with a tablet on one line. You let the operators play with the tool for a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, and they will come back with more suggestions, more requests. To be honest with you, the more we perform this kind of tool, the more the operators will take the ownership of this tool, the better. They will come back with a lot of suggestions, so we will be able to improve also the tool thanks to their comments. And globally, the first installations or the first trial will take some weeks. And from a line to another, it will take very short, 1 week usually. Because the very first step is always the most difficult one, or most difficult, let's say the longer one, not the most difficult. But we have to work together. We have to collaborate. The tool is only a support. we have to set up the tool according to your requirement, according to your facility, according to your procedure, and according to what your operators would like to perform. So let's say for the first line, couple of weeks. For the following ones, 1 week, 1 week and a half, more or less. Any other questions? Oh, yes. I've got some. Okay. Does this project will identify tablets, capsules, piled in area? I'm not sure to understand the questions. Yeah, a single tablet or single capsules remaining in the area. Yes, for sure. Again, it's part of the training process for the cameras. So it's part of the machine learning process for the artificial intelligence. So yes, for sure. So we can create this kind of situations by introducing tablets in the line when the line is stopped. So we can teach the system to detect a single tablet, a single capsule. Yes. So if any article is below the machines, the camera will detect it. Yes. Yes, of course. We can put some, of course, cameras on top of each machines, but we can also put some cameras on under the machines. Okay, so and for the automatic process, that's probably the best way. We don't have to introduce or to ask the operators to go under the different machines. So if we've got fixed cameras to look at the floor and to look at what could remain on the floor, that's okay. So we can mix both solutions, tablets, mobile device, just to avoid the confusion with tablets, capsules, and the tool. So mobile device and fixed cameras. So we can mix them. And usually is the best situation. So you can select very specific machines and equip them with fixed cameras and manage the complete process or the rest of the process with a mobile device or some mobile devices.
Thierry,
Yeah,
Mr. Pramod Doifode wanted to speak, I think. So I have
sure.
allowed his mic to speak. So, Mr. Pramod, please go ahead.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. So I think it's a good solution. Going forward, it will definitely be helpful. So my question was, was about the criticality of areas. So we divide areas into critical, areas and non-critical areas for cleaning and line clearances.
Yeah.
So how far these camera systems, will detect traces of powder, in those critical areas which are difficult to identify, difficult to clean. So cleaning part will be done by operator, no doubt. But while identification, how it will help, and about cameras also, I would like to know. Means if I have a machine, right? Then how far camera can reach out to the every corner of the machine, if machine size is larger and all. So yes, please, if you can, please elaborate on that.
For powder, I would recommend to use mobile devices. Okay, so mobile cameras and not fixed cameras. First of all, because you can collect some dust on the lenses. Okay, so that's the first reason. But also, exactly for the reason you mentioned in your question, it will be extremely difficult to detect powder. So if we've got a mobile device, including a camera, it will be easier to manage. What was the second question? Sorry.
Got it. So thanks. You could means clarify that. But now, when we are talking about the line clearance, no, identifying tablet or product is good thing. But these days, when we are talking about the contamination, cross contamination,
Mhm.
identification of the powder is equally important. Small
Yes,
stresses.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
see, we cannot. This is just for us. We can say this is just a beginning of digitalization for line clearance and all.
Mhm.
Definitely, future course you will come up with further solutions and all. But identification of the powder traces is equally important in line clearances, because now expectation is that we should dismantle and check all the parts, even if there are very rare chances of contamination, cross contamination.
Yeah.
So we regulatory wants us to thoroughly check everything, not just product or
Yeah,
tablet cap
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
powder.
Mhm.
Yes,
Mm,
please. Yeah, thank you.
mm.
Yes.
No, no, absolutely. To be totally complete with you, we have first of all introduced this tool in packaging area. Okay, so we are in discussions with different customers, prospect and customers, to introduce this in the process, but it comes step by step. Okay, so. Um, it's something we have to specifically study from a line to another, from a customer to another, even from a line to another, because even in same plant, two lines are rarely similar. Never identical, but never, but also rarely similar. So we have to again adapt the process as you have done already with SOPs. You have adapt the process according to your equipments, your specific equipments. So we have to do the same. There is no. It's not a magical tool. It's only a tool to digitalize and to make the process easier. But you still have to perform the job. Huh? That's what I mean.
Agree. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for your comment. I've got another question. How do you inspect hard to reach and dark area in your machine? So hard to reach, we can use endoscopic cameras. Dark area of the machines, of course, we can use the lighting system of them by device, and of course, if we use fixed cameras, we've got also a lighting system. If they are also hard and dark area at the same time, of course, optical fiber has also its own lighting system, so we can manage that. Any video available to see? Yes, we can manage that as well. We have not recorded so far too much videos. Again, this process is very specific for each customer, and I don't want to say customize, but parameters, because the software, we use the same skeleton of software, and we just set it up a little bit differently from a customer to another. By the way, if we take some videos on production lines, the customers are not so keen to share them with with their competitors. So we've got some videos, but available to see. We have to ask the permissions of our prospect. When we are installing cameras in machines due to reflection of light source, would it impact the performance of the line clearance? Yes, potentially, but again, we are going to manage some tests. So the light reflections will be managed also according to your situation. So of course, it could change from a day to another, or from exactly when you are going to perform the line clearance, in the morning, in the afternoon, or during the night. Of course, but that's a normal process on any visual inspection process. So we are going to set up the lighting and of course the potential reflections on the machines according to all this. So it's not only a one-shot installation. So of course we have to make sure that when you are going to manage this process early in the morning or late at night, it will be the same result. So of course we are going to take care about the reflection of the light source on the machine. If any component is stuck inside cartoning machine, is camera able to detect and how it will indicate? Yeah, so same answers. We are going to use in this case an optical fiber, and the optical fiber in this case we are not going to use artificial intelligence. It will be a simple picture, and we will detect if something is remaining or not. Optical fiber is only used in this case where you've got some difficulties to reach some areas. If we are working at the moment to be able to introduce artificial intelligence in this process. Again, we have to define the use cases very precisely. So there is no impossibilities. It's still possible to use artificial intelligence, but we have to be extremely precise on what we want to do. So I would say for the moment, we are using endoscopic cameras without artificial intelligence, but we are studying how to introduce artificial intelligence in this process. How will it tackle dust or powder and not just solids? So that's part of the answer I have already go through. So I will not recommend to put fixed cameras on this kind of area, and work only with mobile devices. Who will have the ownership of the training data? It's a complete. It's at the same time it's a collaboration. So same answer as at the beginning. It's a collaboration. So the ownership of the training data will be yours. We can make some recommendation about with the artificial intelligence and the learning process, but it will be your decision. So the ownership is yours. The artificial intelligence is only there to make some recommendation. Okay, so the ownership is totally yours. Could be the operator, could be the supervisor, could be the quality department. When we train the system for the first time, it's a collaboration between us. When the system detects a situation he has never discovered until now, it's your decision. So it's again operator, line supervisor, or quality department to define this new situation as normal situation or abnormal situation. But the ownership is yours, definitely. We would not want our confidential data to get outside the organization. So yeah, okay, yes, absolutely. Yeah. No, it's your decision. The report will be yours as well. There is, of course, it's a cloud-based solutions, but the cloud could be yours as well, or it could be also embedded in your local server. So about the cyber security, we are at the same level, but of solutions. Similar to what we used to perform for serialization and aggregation. So there is no difference because it's a different software, but there is no difference in terms of cyber security and the risk of data migrations to outside. Checklist will be standard or customized based on customer requirements, so totally customized. And what about revision of checkpoints? How much time it will take for revision? If you want to add, so I'll come back to my very first comment. It's always a collaboration. So we work based on your SOP and let's say a working group with some operators, some line supervisors to make the SOP much more precise and extremely dedicated to the line, let's say. Of course, the revision could be added, and we can train you to manage your own revision by yourself. So revision and how it will take, how much time it will take to make a revision. It depends on the revision. If we are speaking about an additional checking point on one machine, it will take a couple of minutes. If we are speaking about introducing a new machine in an existing line, it will take a couple of hours. So it depends, but of course we can train you to be able to manage by yourself these revisions. What is the play of augmented reality, virtual reality in these solutions? Augmented reality and virtual reality are only tools, like the mobile devices. So if we are speaking about glasses, augmented reality glasses, for example, it's only a tool. So of course it will change a little bit the process, but it could be introduced in this process without any difficulties. Well, so far we didn't get any requirement for that. But why not? We have already thought about these solutions in the past. We have already proposed this solution in the past, but it has not been concluded. By the way, it just for these kind of solutions, it just it's similar to moving from Android tablet to Apple tablets. So it's not so difficult. So we can introduce that in the process. Of course, it probably, I say probably because we have never introduced this in a working group, but in a working group, it will take a little bit longer. So if augmented reality or virtual reality are already used in the organization and for this kind of process, of course, it will be included quicker in the process. If we have to include line clearance plus augmented reality, it will take a little bit longer to introduce the first trial, but after that, it will be a regular process. I've got any reference where this project is executed successfully, sorry. Yes, but we cannot communicate the name of a customer. So I'm sorry for that, but it's the same answer for the video or for this kind of project. Of course, we can put you in touch with some of our reference. We have signed some, of course, NDAs to manage this kind of process. If you want to speak with some of our reference, we have to ask them if they agree to discuss with you and which level of let's say confidentiality they would like to share some information. This is the situation at the moment. It's a new tool, and some organization, let's say, would like to keep I can say a kind of a competitive advantage. So this is the reason why they don't want to promote too much and to communicate too much around this new process, or this new way to manage the process, more exactly. But we can still request them to have a phone call without us. You can directly contact them, and they will come back with their feedback. I think I've covered all the different questions. Let me check again. Go back to the top. Yes, I think so.
There's one
So
more question.
Yeah. Yes. This will have separate IPC for checkpoint display or can be incorporated in machine IPC or any PC. To support that, we need at least Windows 10. So if the IPC support Windows 10 or above, that's okay. And of course, we can use any kind of mobile device, Android or Apple device. So we can provide the tablet as well. I've got another one. Is this project implemented with respect to World Health Organization and FDA guidelines? Yes, of course. Of course. Yeah, absolutely. As I said at the introduction of the company, we are not 100% focused on pharmaceutical industry. We work a little bit on cosmetics and chemical industry, more exactly on crop science industry more than chemical industry. But those processes are very similar to what we can find in pharmaceutical industry. If we are not working at 100% on pharmaceutical industry, we are very close to 90%. So, of course, we respect the guidelines, we respect GAMP, we respect 21 CFR Part 11, and so on. The validation process, the qualification process, the IQ, OQ, PQ is something we are used to manage daily. So, of course. The answer is for us it's absolutely mandatory. So it's not a question anymore. I don't have any more question. How often are the camera serviced? Good question. It depends if we are speaking about the mobile or the fixed one. We recommend for the fixed one to manage this during a planned maintenance. Okay, planned maintenance of the line. So we can manage the same the process and extend the process also for the fixed cameras. But honestly, these fixed cameras are only used for the line clearance. They are not in use during the running batch. So they are not very frequently used. Even if I said that there are more and more line clearance and line changeover per day, of course. But we are not speaking about a camera which is supposed to inspect 250 products a minute. So what is the tolerance during inspections verification? So the tolerance is linked to the machine learning process. So we can fix the tolerance together. Again, it's part of the collaboration. So again, I come back to a previous question about the ownership of the data and the ownership of the inspection. You are going to fix the tolerance. What is acceptable for you? What is not acceptable for you? So we can provide some images. We can provide the first parameters, but finally you will decide what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. Line clearance is closely linked to GAMP or GMP. Was this tool developed with GMP guidelines in mind? And will it provide automated inputs to ensure that daily practices align with the required procedures? Yes, of course, because one more time, you have written your process according to GMP, and we are not going to change them. We are just going to digitalize them. So we are not going to change the good manufacturing practices. We just put them from paper to screen. So it's the same philosophy. So if you have, I would say, if you have um, defined and developed your SOP according to GMP, they will remain according to GMP, because we are not going to change them. We are going just to digitalize them. And we can go a little bit further in this in these questions. I guess James, you've got something in mind, and if you want to send me specific emails about that, I would be happy to answer, or manage a call with you just to specifically speak about that, because I'm pretty sure you've got something in mind, but I'm not sure if I will answer your question. Is it useful for residual content verification? Again, it's part of the training process. So we have to define together what is considered as a normal situation, what is not considered as a normal situation. So the granularity or the precision of the tool will depend on our collaboration. So it's always your responsibility and always your ownership. When we are installing cameras in machines, it's the same. We're already GMP guidelines keep changing all the time as per requirements from prospective regulatory authority. Will it be feasible to update the checklist to align with the ever-changing guidelines requirements? Yes, of course. Again, if you have to modify your SOP, if you have to modify or complete your inspections or checkpoints and whatever, we are going to train you on how to manage that by yourself. Of course, if you want us to support this change, we can do that as well. But yes, the answer is it's not engraved in the stone. It's a software. So based on that, you can think about all the different change, modifications, improvements you have in mind, and we will introduce that. You can introduce that by yourself, or we can introduce that according to your requirements or according to the new GMP guidelines. So the answer is yes, definitely. I don't have any more questions. I don't think so. So I would like to thank you again for attending this webinar, for all your very accurate questions. I was very happy to spend some time to answer all those questions. It shows it shows your interest for the tool. So thank you very much for that. Again, if you want to manage more questions, you can write me an email. You can also you've got also my mobile phone number, so you can call me. We can manage a team meeting, whatever. If you want to push this reflection, we can think about specific demonstrations. We can also customize a little bit the demonstration according to your SOP. The best way to manage this kind of project is, first of all, to manage the demonstration. Finally, to share your NDAs, of course, SOP for one line, and we can write a skeleton of demonstrations based on that, and of course we will need to visit your line, to visit your organization, and to speak with your people, to create the working group. That's the only way to manage this kind of tool. Of course, we can prepare the job in advance, but we have to speak together. We have to collaborate together because we are speaking about your regular and standard process. So we need to understand how you manage this, how you would like to manage this, and how we can help you to manage this in currently and in the future. So one more time, I would like to thank you again for your time and your interest, and feel free to contact us, or contact me, or to contact us as you want. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.